Now, this to me is super interesting, and that is Uber parking. The first part of this video, I'm going to talk about what it is, how it works, etc. But the second half, I'm going to give like a meta-analysis because I think this, interestingly enough, is a huge step or a huge delight to show what's about to come with ride sharing. And I just did a video yesterday all about the future of Uber and Lyft. This to me is interesting. But anyway, getting into Uber parking, if you go on the Uber app, you can hit more and you'll see parking. And what you can do now on the Uber app is if, let's say, you have to park somewhere, and as we all know, especially in the city, parking's super fun and super affordable. You can see all the parking garages in that area. You can drive up. The app tracks your location, as it does for a lot of other features. And then, as long as your license plate is entered in correctly and everything, you just get to that parking lot, immediately go in, and you're pretty much all set. It is a completely cashless transaction where you don't have to worry about taking out your card and getting the ticket and putting it in that little, compartment on the side, making sure you don't lose that ticket. Then as you leave, trying to figure out where that kiosk is to pay, or do you pay when you leave? All that hassle that exists with parking garages pretty much removed with the Uber parking feature. You just drive up, you're all set. You can see exactly how much you're going to be spending or how much you're going to be paying for that hour, that day, or that period of time. You then leave. Super, super simple. Now, what I think is really interesting about this, and like I said, I did a video yesterday about the future of Uber and Lyft, but in this case, I'm talking about Uber, as I feel like Uber is pulling an Apple, and here's what I mean. Now, as we know, Apple, massive company, which is probably an understatement, right? One of the biggest companies in the world, they do a lot. But back in the day, it was computers, right? Like laptops. And Apple was a laptop company, right? Or a computer company. And then they made the iPod. And then all of a sudden, boom, they started being a music company in terms of iTunes, releasing music. Now they have Apple Music. I have my own music on Apple Music and iTunes because I'm also an electronic musician. So they started being a music company. Then they started making a lot of products. So now they have iMovie, which is a video editing software, which is actually what I use to edit my videos. Then they started making a lot of other products. They now have AirPods, so they are a headphone company. And, of course, they have the iPhone, so they're also a smartphone company. So Apple now, which started as a computer company, is now a full-on technology company. They're making a ton of different products, all within the tech space, and they're continuing to do so. I've seen a bunch of rumors, maybe you have as well, in terms of Apple making a car, a video game system. Who knows if that's actually going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised. Likewise, Uber started out as a rideshare company. Their main thing was traveling and transportation, right? Getting from point A to point B. But now, they're not in the ride-sharing industry. They're not in the transportation industry. They're in the on-demand service industry. Like Apple moving from computers to then technology, Uber, in my opinion, again, this is just my perspective, is moving from ride-sharing to now on-demand service and everything that comes with that. And this is why when it comes to Uber parking, I realized, okay, you can now order an Uber or get a ride from point A to point B on the Uber app. We all know that. You can now send packages. In case you didn't know, I haven't done a video about that. You can send packages to a destination via the Uber app. You can now get parking and pay for parking in parking garages in the app. You can now, and I said this before in another video with Uber Explore, in the Explore feature, you can buy concert tickets, get a reservation at a restaurant. You could potentially maybe even start booking hotels. You can even order a taxi. There are all these different features that are happening within Uber, and what I think, which is very kind of interesting to see how this plays out, and this is why the parking idea, even though it's like a very small idea, what it sparked for me is I'm like, wow, I can pull up the app with Uber. It has all my credit card information, my payment information. Everything's kind of connected. I can order an Uber. I can order food through Uber Eats. I can book a parking garage if I need to. I can send a package if I need to. I can, Uber Explore. I can book a reservation in a restaurant. And that's obviously coming out time and time in terms of each city. But that may be mainstream very soon. I can buy concert tickets. Soon I probably can book hotels, etc., etc. And what I'm realizing is, if you think about it, very similar to Amazon, once you have an account, which everyone does, once your payment information is streamlined and is connected, which a lot of people do for Uber, you now could buy anything like that. And this one makes me think, and I'm going to say it now. I should have said this in the prior video yesterday, but I didn't notice the parking feature until actually last night. But I can see Uber now blowing up in terms of the on-demand app. You go to Uber to get anything you want. You could think about it, you could start off your day and being like, okay, I need to send a package out. I'm going to do that through Uber. I'm going to get some food for breakfast. Uber Eats. I'm going to book a reservation at a restaurant for tonight and get a concert ticket because I want to go out. Book both of those. Oh, you know what? Shoot, I need to find a good parking garage. Oh, I'm going to go to Uber. Oh, I need to find maybe a hotel to crash in just in case I've been drinking too much. Boom, Uber Hotels or whatever. I think Uber is going to be blowing up in the next few years to come because of their on-demand service features, how easy it is to use Uber, and I think especially more than all this, the fact that everyone, like I said, has an Uber account and all that payment information makes it a cashless, quote-unquote, transaction. That makes it super easy to buy things, and the easier it is, or the less barrier to entry there is for someone to buy something, makes people more likely to buy something, right? It's pure economics at that point. This, to me, is just a very small but big telling sign of where Uber is going. And now I could bet money on this. I could see Uber, and I'm not exaggerating, being one of the most profitable companies in the world.